सृजसि पश्यत्सि क्रीडन्नूर्णपतो यथा त्वमेव भगवन्नेतत् शिवशक्त्यो स्वरूपयो विश्वं सृजसि पश्यत्सि क्रीडन्नूर्णपतो यथा त्वमेव भगवन्नेतत् शिवशक्त्यो स्वरूपयो विश्वं सृजसि पश्यत्सि क्रीडन्नूर्णपतो यथा. Word to word meaning. Tvam, you. Eva, certainly. Bhagavan, O my Lord. Etat, this. Shiva Shaktyo, being situated in your auspicious energy. Swarupayo, by your personal expansion. Vishwam, this universe. Srajasi, create. Pasi, maintain. Atsi, annihilate. Kreedan, working. Urnapata, spider's web. Yatha, just like. Translation. My dear Lord, you create this cosmic manifestation, maintain it, and annihilate it by expansion of your personality, exactly as a spider creates, maintains, and winds up its web. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Shiva Shakti is significant. Shiva means auspicious and Shakti means energy. There are many types of energies of the Supreme Lord and all of them are auspicious. Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara are called Guna Avataras or incarnations of material qualities. In the material world, we compare these different incarnations from different angles of vision. But since all of them are expansions of the Supreme Auspicious, all of them are auspicious. Although sometimes we consider one quality of nature to be higher or lower than another. The mode of ignorance or tamoguna is considered very much lower than the others. But in the higher sense, it is also auspicious. The example may be given here that the government has both an educational department and criminal department. An outsider may consider the criminal department as inauspicious. But from the government's point of view, it is as important as the education department. And therefore, the government finances both departments equally without discrimination. Begin with prayer. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदाङ्कितं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते. तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim Yatkripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen soul. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers and enables the lame to cross mountains. I am very grateful to His Grace Sham Kishore Prabhuji for giving opportunity to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. Even though I am not qualified to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam, this is my humble attempt to serve Srimad Bhagavatam and Vaishnavas. Chapter name is Brahma satisfies Lord Shiva. This is the fourth canto, sixth chapter. Today's verse is 43. Here, Brahma started glorifying Lord Shiva. We saw that in the fourth chapter of this canto, Sati quits her body. And in fifth chapter, in order to punish Daksha, so in order to correct the offender, Lord Shiva creates Virabhadra and ordered him to destroy Daksha. And Virabhadra, along with the followers of Shiva, associates of Shiva, destroys Daksha's sacrifice. Virabhadra cuts off Daksha's head. That was in the fifth chapter. In the sixth chapter, in the beginning of this chapter, all the devatas, priests, pitas, they all injured. They are all wounded by Shiva's followers. They approached Lord Brahma and informed what happened there. Lord Brahma told to the devatas that you cannot be happy by offending great personality like Lord Shiva. You have excluded him from the share of sacrifice. Therefore, you are all offenders. Now, you should please Lord Shiva. With pure heart, you have to fall down at lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Shiva can be pleased easily because he is called as Ashutosha. So you all should go there and beg pardon with Lord Shiva. Thus instructed by Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma also, along with Devatas, priests, Pitas, they all left to abode of Lord Shiva, which is Kailasa. And we heard about beautiful description about abode of Shiva, that is Kailas. So they saw Lord Shiva sitting along with the sages under the banyan tree, sitting in the Virasana posture. So as soon Brahma along with Devatas approached there, in spite of his exalted position, Lord Shiva stood up and offered respectful obeisances by bowing down. And Brahma smiled and started glorifying Lord Shiva. Brahma was he was thinking that Lord Shiva is still in anger. So he wants to pacify him. So Lord Brahma smiled and started glorifying. Lord, in the 42 verse, Lord Brahma said, "My dear Lord Shiva, I know that you are the controller of the entire material manifestation, the combination father and mother of the cosmic manifestation, and the supreme Brahman beyond the cosmic manifestation as well. I know you in that way." And in today's verse 43, Brahma continues that, "My dear Lord, You created this cosmic manifestation, maintains it, annihilates it by expansion of your personality, exactly as a spider creates, maintains, and winds up its web. So here, Brahma gives the respectful position to Shiva and glorifies him, telling that Shiva, you are the maintainer, you are the creator, you are the annihilator of this world. So how to understand this? So here Brahma gives the petitions, and towards the end of this chapter, uh, Brahma puts his request to Shiva so that let Daksha gets back his head, and demigods who are all injured, they should be recovered by the grace of Shiva, and let the sacrifice to be completed by Shiva's grace, and please take your sacrifice. That's what Brahma wants to tell Shiva. Brahma wants to request Shiva. So before that, he wants to glorify Lord Shiva. When Brahma used these words, we shouldn't get confused. Like Brahma is praising, like you are the maintainer, you are the creator, you are the annihilator. That is simultaneous, like it is like inconceivable. Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva, like that. So to understand this glorification, we need to understand the tattvas. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. And in same chapter, second sloka, 10.2, Krishna told, Aham adihi devanam maharshinam cha sarvasha. So I am the source of the demigods and sages. And in 11th chapter, 15th sloka also, Arjuna is able to see everything in that Virat Rupa, the universal form. Arjuna said, My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpent. So everyone is the part of this Virat Rupa, the universal form. And Krishna himself tells that there is no superior than him. Matta paratara na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. My, so in that sloka it tells that there is no superior truth than Krishna. And there are so many verses in the Bhagavad Gita, and even in Bhagavatam also, Vyasadeva confirms that Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Ridayanti Yuge Yuge. In the first canto, second chapter, this verse comes. So Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. After explaining all the avatar, all the different incarnations of Krishna, Leela, Guna Avatara, so Purusha Avatara, different incarnation, then this verse comes, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All of the incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Lord Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is a disturbance created by atheist. And in Brahma Samhita, Brahma told that Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme God. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He is the prime cause of all. Brahma, who told in Brahma Samhita, Krishna is a Sarvakarana Karana. He is the origin of all. There he told like that. And here in the fourth canto of Bhagavatam, he is telling Shiva that he gives a respectful position to the Shiva, and he is telling that you created this cosmic manifestation, you maintains it and you annihilates it by expansions of your personality, exactly as a spider creates, like maintains and winds up some type of spider, it itself winds up its web. So he gives that respect position that you are the creator, you are the maintainer. So to understand this, one small example, if one host, there is a marriage function in his house, he invites one his friend, so the father of the house will get invitation. For some reason he is not able to go, or he sends his son to that marriage party. So the host who receiving the son there, he gives equal respect, hospitality as the father in that function. So son is in that family, son is representing the father. So he attends that function instead of his father. So similarly here, Krishna is a Bhagavan. Shiva is like energy, is avatara, incarnation of Gunavatara of Krishna. So here Shiva is honored with a great respect as uh, the Supreme God. Sometimes we tell Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastre. So Guru also we gives the same the position as Lord. Sakshat Haritvena like that. That means Guru is not directly God. He is the representative of God like that. We can understand. So it is important to know the Tattva. Krishna told that Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. Evam yo vetti tattvata. From the Tattva you have to understand me. Then Tyaktva Deham Punarjanmam Na. Naiti Mameti. So that's what we have to understand it from the Tattva. So Tattva means like property. The sugar has a sweet property. So sweet is a Tattva of sugar. Salt has a salty Tattva. Like that, Vishnu Tattva, Krishna Tattva, Shiva Tattva is there. We have to understand that. Then it will be easy to understand why Brahma is glorifying, like you are the maintainer, you are the uh, creator, you are the annihilator. And in the previous verse also Brahma told that you are the father of this cosmic manifestation. So though in the material world, this is called as Bhava Sagara. Bhava is another word for Shiva. Bhavani is Parvati. So why there is a specific significance of Lord Shiva in our life? So since we all live in this material world, we are all his children. So Bhava Sagara. So this is a so Ishvara is a like a controller of Panchamahabhuta, like a demigods. They are Ishvara, controller. So God of demigod is Mahadev, that is Maheshwara, who is Shiva. And greater than him is like Parameshwara is a Vishnu. And greater than them is a Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, that is a Sarveshwara. So there is a slight difference. So Shiva Tattva is very complicated. Some says he is a Vishnu, some says he is not. Some says he is a best Vaishnava, some says he is a demigod, some says he is a Rudra who does Tandava dance causing Pralaya. So all are the different manifestation of Shiva. This is. So first level of manifestation is Sadashiva. It is a Vishnu Tattva in spiritual world. It's a direct manifestation of Vishnu. So it's Advaita Acharya. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also we, in the one of the chapter, this is discussed. So Advaita Acharya is a Sadashiva. If we see this Sadashiva to be different from Vishnu, that is a Nama Aparada. So this Sadashiva lives in the Vaikunta, in Haridama. So first level of manifestation is Sadashiva in Vaikunta. It is in Haridama. But still, Krishna is a source of all these. Whatever in the Vaikunta planet, whatever the Sadashiva, whoever is there. So Krishna is the original Bhagavan. So Sadashiva is in Vaikunta, is in Haridama. That is first level of manifestation. Second level manifestation of Sadashiva is the Shambhu. If you see one of the verse in Brahma Samhita, क्षीरं यथा दधि विकार विशेष योगात् संजायते न हि तथा पृथगस्ति हेतो यशम्भुतामपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Just as milk it transformed into curd by the action of acids, but yet the effect or taste of curd is not same as milk. So we can say it's different, but it's the same milk because curd is coming from that same milk. So similarly, there is no difference between Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva in the original position, but still there is a difference. Still Lord Shiva is different from Lord Vishnu. So how the milk, it coming to the contact of some agent, some acid, it becomes curd. So same milk has become curd. So it is milk only, it is become curd. So it is simultaneously one also and it is different also. Achintya, Beda, Abeda Tattva. So milk can become curd, but curd cannot become milk. So Shambhu cannot become Krishna. Krishna is the source of Shambhu, but so Krishna can, in the Gunavatara, he has become Shambhu, but Shambhu cannot become Krishna. So curd cannot become milk. Shambhu is not equal to Vishnu Tattva. It's a glance or expansion to who come in contact with the material energy for creation. In order to create, so Vishnu will not directly come into the contact of Guna. So Shambhu acts as a glance here and impregnates the material energy. So this is a Shambhu Tattva. This is a second level of manifestation, Shambhu. So this Shambhu we should not consider as equivalent to the Sadashiva. If we consider this as equivalent, that is a Nama Parada. So that we everyday recite in the second offense to the holy name. To understand this, see, Krishna or Vishnu is the power generator, where we have the powerhouse, power generator, and the all jiva to be the current. It is coming from the that powerhouse. The soul is coming from the like super soul, like that. All the jiva to be the electric current with the manifestation from the which comes from the powerhouse. So there is a appliance is there, electric appliance, which need current to function. So electric bulb or some appliance, it is, we can consider as a prakriti or a material body or some prakriti we can consider. So current has to flow through some media, right? So there is a copper wire. So to media, that media we can consider as a Shambhu, the copper wire, which carries it, which carries the current and gives to the prakriti. So you see here Shambhu is a connecting media. So that from powerhouse, from Vishnu, there is a glance to the Prakriti. So that media is Shambhu. So that electric current can flow. That's how I heard this in one of the lecture of His Grace Amarendra Prabhu. And in Brahma Samhita also one verse is there. गोलोकनाम्नि निजदाम्नि तले च तस्य देवी महेश हरिदाम सुतेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभावनिचया विहिताश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Lowest of all is located Devi Dham, which is material world. Next, above it is Mahesh Dham, abode of Mahesha. We can consider it as Kailas. Above Mahesh Dham is Haridama. That is abode of Hari. And above them all is located Krishna's Goloka. It is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. So Sadashiva Loka is in Vaikunta. That is Haridam. And this Shambhu, that is in the Kailas, we can tell. And there are another third manifestation, that is Rudras, 11 Rudras. And this Vishnu Tattva and this Sadashiva, it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita and even in Vayu Purana also. In the Vayu Purana, there is a description of Sadashiva in one of the, Sadashiva is in one of the Vaikunta planets. That Sadashiva is a direct expansion of Lord Krishna's form for pastimes. It is said that Lord Shambhu is an expansion from the Sadashiva in the, and it is so its consort Mahamaya is an expansion of Ramadevi or Lakshmi, like that we can understand. So as per, so we can consider three level of manifestation. One is Sadashiva in Vaikunta, another one is Shambhu, another one, third one is Rudra. As per Padma Purana, 4 Kumara describes Dasha Nama Aparada, so 10 offenses to holy name. That is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. So this is one of the aparadha. If we consider Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent, so that is a aparadha. So Lord Shiva he is not independent. He is always dependent upon Supreme Lord. Like that we have to understand. So this the explanation Sanskrit for this shloka is Shivasya Shri Vishnur Yahya Guna Namadi Sakalam Diya Binnam Pashet Sakalu Harinama Ahitakara. Explanation given is if you see them as same as its offense, this refers to Shambhu Tattva. So that glance, if we of Vishnu, so that Shambhu manifestation, it is not same as Vishnu because it is coming into the context of material nature. If you see Sadashiva and Vishnu different, that is a offense. That this sentence I heard in one of the lecture of His Grace Amarendra Prabhu. So this is simultaneously one and different based on the tattva. So third level of manifestation is 11 Rudra who is in charge of destruction. Lord Shiva opened his third eye and dances like the Tandava Nritya, who destroys this world. So this is not Sadashiva and this is not Shambhu. This is a third manifestation of Rudra. In the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 6, chapter 79th verse, it's mentioned that there are 11 expansions of Rudra of Lord Shiva. They are as follows. Ajaikapat, Ahibranna, Virupaksha, Raivata, Hara, Bahurupa, Devarsheshta, Triambaka, Savitra, Jayanta, Pinaki and Aparajita. So these are all the different level of manifestation of Shiva. And so thus Brahma glorifies here based on the, so Brahma told that I understand you as a supreme father and mother of this material world, the cosmic manifestation. So you creates means through the glance, like that we can understand. And he helped and the annihilates also Shiva. And in the after glorifying like this, then all the demigods also starts glorifies. Then in the next chapter, Lord Vishnu also, he starts, there are verse that Lord Vishnu replied, Brahma, Lord Shiva and I are the supreme cause of the material manifestation. I am the super soul, the self-sufficient witness. But impersonally, there is no difference between Brahma, Lord Shiva and me. This is what Lord Vishnu he is telling in the next chapter. So impersonally, there is no difference means Satchit Ananda. So that's what. Everything is generated from Lord Vishnu. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, everything is generated from Lord Vishnu. Everything is maintained by him and everything is annihilated by his energy. Therefore, by their actions and reactions, the energies which come from him create the cosmic manifestations and also dissolve the whole creation. Thus, the Lord is the cause and also the effect. Whatever effect we see is the interaction of his energy. And because the energy is generated from him, he is both cause and effect. Simultaneously, everything is different and the same. It is said that everything is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. In the highest vision, nothing is beyond Brahman, and therefore Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are certainly non-different from him. This is Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. So, how to be careful that second Nama Parada, that we should not consider the name of and form of name of Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva and Brahma to be same and independent. So, Prabhupada gave an explanation that it is Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva, simultaneously one and different. We should understand that they are not independent. They are all energy of Supreme Lord. They are not independent. And in the next verse, in that next chapter, seventh chapter, around 52, 54, like in there, the Lord continued. One who is not in proper knowledge thinks that demigods like Brahma and Shiva are independent. Or he even thinks that living entities are independent. So if we think they are independent, we are not in a good, proper knowledge. And Lord continued, telling that one who does not consider Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or the living entities in general to be separate from the Supreme, and who knows Brahman, actually realizes peace. Others do not. So here in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned, this is the philosophy of simultaneous oneness and difference, which is called Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva. So they are not independent. Like that we have to understand. Like in one of the verse from Brahma Samhita, Deeparchireva hidashantaramabhyupetya Deepayate virutahetu samana dharma Yastadrigeva hi cha vishnutaya vibhati Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. The light of one candle being communicated to the other candles, although it burns separately in them, is the same in its quality. So I adore the Premier Lord Govinda, who exhibits himself equally in the same mobile manner in his various manifestations. So Krishna comes in different forms, Gunavatara, but still original Krishna is a supreme. So the Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So for Vaishnavas, we have to consider Lord Shiva is a great Vaishnava. And he is also Gunavatar also. So during Shivaratri, we do Abhisheka to Shivalinga or flower offering. So if we see Shivalinga, someone may worship him as a Shambhu manifestation because he is the cause of the creation of this world. So he's like that. But when we see Shivalinga, it's better to worship him as a Sadashiva, like the Gopeshwara Mahadev who uh, who was there in the pastimes of Supreme Lord, like that. So he will reciprocate based on our bhava. So like how Tulasi, if we see the Saligram, she's a consort of Saligram, that is in a Vaikunta bhava. But if we Tulsi Maharani as a Vrinde Devi, like she is one in the Goloka, like assisting the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in that mood. So based on the mood, they reciprocate. So we like that. And in one of the verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnor Aradhanam param Tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samacharam. So this verse comes in Padma Purana as well. There Parvati, Lord Shiva answers to the questions of Parvati. He is telling that Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnur Aradhanam param. Lord Shiva himself tells that Vishnur Aradhanam is a So, my dear Devi, although the Vedas recommend worship of demigod, the worship of Lord Vishnu is the topmost. However, above the worship of Lord Vishnu is the rendering of service to Vaishnavas, who are related to Lord Vishnu. So, we consider Shiva as a Vaishnava. So, that's what. And in Vaishnavanam, Yata Shambho, that verse also. If you consider Shiva is a great Vaishnava, always meditates on Supreme God. And in Padma Purana also, in one of the verse, Lord Shiva tells to Parvati, Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasrama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Lord Shiva clearly speaks here that he released the chanting of the names of Lord. So Lord Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. So he is telling at the end of the Vishnu Sahasranama. And in Kapila Dev's instructions, of execution of devotional service. There also, he told that the blessed Lord Shiva becomes, he feels more blessed to hold that Ganga on, Mother Ganga on his head, because which has its source in the water that washed the Lord's lotus feet. Mother Ganga, it is coming from the lotus feet of the Lord. So he feels so blessed to hold that Ganga on his head. The Lord's feet act like thunderbolts hurled to shatter the mountain of sin stored in the mind of the meditating devotee. One should therefore meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for long time. In the execution of devotional service, Kapila Dev instructs to Devahuti. The devotee should first concentrate his mind on the Lord's lotus feet, which are adorned with the marks of a thunderbolt, a goat, a banner, and a lotus, and many symbols are there. The splendor of their beautiful ruby nails resembles the orb of the moon and dispels the thick gloom of one's heart. So one should meditate on the lotus feet of the Krishna. And in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter 65 sloka, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, mame vaishasi satyam te pratijani priyosime. In this sloka also, Srila Prabhupada mentioned purport of this sloka. These words stress that one should concentrate his mind upon Krishna, the form with two hands carrying a flute, the bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feathers on his hair. So different avatars are there, different incarnations are there, but Vaishnavas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we should concentrate our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. In the purport, Prabhupada continued, one should fix his mind on this original form of Godhead Krishna. One should not even divert his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord has multi forms as Vishnu, Narayana, Rama, Varaha, etc. But a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that was present before Arjuna, that is two-hand form of Krishna. Concentration of the mind on the form of Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the Priya, so is the most dear friend of Krishna. So we should follow our Acharya, who is directly telling in the purport. We should not even divert our attention to the other form of the manifestation, like a Lord, as a Vishnu or Narayana or whatever form. So we should focus on the two-handed form of Sri Krishna. So to fix our mind on the form of Lord. In Bhagavatam, there are so many verses, even Brahma Samhita also. This verse, every day we recite, we sing this. Venum kvanantamaravindalayataaksham barhavatam samasitam buddhasundarangam kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham govindamadipurusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petal, with head decked with peacock's feather, with a figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. So Venum Kwanantam. So Krishna is holding the flute, that form we have to worship. So Brahma also confirmed in Brahma Samhita, this is the supreme form we have to meditate. And one of the beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 21st chapter, 5th verse. It is a Venu Geet in one of the verse. Barhapidam natavaravupu karnayorkarnikaram bibradvasa kanakakapisham vaijayantim chamalam randrarvenuradarasudaya purayan gopavramde vrindaranyam swapadaramanam pravishad gita kirti. Here Gopis describes wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland he is wearing. Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrindavana, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. So here also we see Gopis describing Randrar Venur. So this Venu, the flute, Krishna is holding this flute. So one of the qualities, the like Venu Madhuri. So that is like the four additional qualities Krishna has is Prema Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri. So like that. So Venu Madhuri is a flute. This is a verse from the Venu Geet. So Krishna has different flutes. Sometimes he holds Venu, sometimes Vamshi, sometimes like Bansuri we call it. So different three types of flutes usually they call. One this explanation is given in one of the slow purport of Nectar of Devotion. So in this Venum Konantam Aravinda Dalayataksha in the previous in the Brahma Samhita verse we saw. Here also they described about Venu. Randram Venur Adarevar. So holes of the flute. It is getting the honey from the nectar lips, from the lips of the Krishna. So this is a Gopis glorifying the song of Krishna's flute. In this chapter, it describes how Lord Krishna. So we have to meditate on this form of the Krishna. So for this, in this chapter, like Krishna entered the forest of the Vrindavana upon the arrival of autumn season. So this is the fall season. In this season, uh, the gopis praises and sang this verses upon hearing the vibration of the flute. As Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama and their cowherd friends entered the forest to graze the cows, Krishna began playing his flute. The gopis heard enchanting flute song and understood that Krishna was entering the forest. Then they narrate to each other the Lord's various activities. The gopis, they declared that to see Lord Krishna playing his flute while taking the cows to pasture is the highest perfection for the eyes. What pious activities has this flute performed that enable him to freely drink the nectar of Sri Krishna's lips? Hearing the song of Krishna's flute, the peacocks dance, and all other creatures become stunned when they see them. Demigods traveling through the sky in their airplane, they are vexed by Cupid by seeing this form. The ears of the cows stand on end as they drink the nectar of his flute song. And the cows simply stand stunned. Calves were drinking milk of its mother. They are not swallowing it. So they are become just still in their mouth. The milk is becoming like the still in the mouth. They are not drinking. The birds take shelter to the branches of the tree and close their eyes, listen to the song of Krishna's flute with rapt attention. And the flowing river become perturbed by conjugal attraction for Krishna. Sometimes it stops its flow and sometimes it embraces Krishna's lotus feet with the arms of their waves. While the cloud, it serves as umbrella to shade Krishna's head from the hot sun. Govardhana hill offers grass and various kinds of fruits and roots in worship of Lord Sri Krishna. All the non-moving living beings take on the characteristics of moving creatures. Like when they hear the flute sound, all the Govardhan starts offering fruits and roots to the to Krishna, and all the non-moving things they will inherit the characteristic of moving, and moving living creature, moving things they will become stunned like that. So and they are all getting attracted with the sound vibration of the flute. These things are all very wonderful. This is explained in Venu Gita, one of the section of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. So this same verse, when we used to hear Nityananda Charitamrita with our Vaishnavis in Ladies Sangha. So uh, same verse, Lord Nityananda Prabhu also, he hears it from Srivas Pandit and he fell unconscious. So this is the description of Sri Krishna. So Lord Nityananda went to Navadvip uh, to join the pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when he was hiding in the Nandanacharya's house, means he was staying there. Lord Gauranga sent his associates to search Nityanand Prabhu. So finally, his associates couldn't find him. Finally, Lord Gauranga himself went and found him in Nandanacharya's house. And with the gesture, Lord instructs Srivas Pandit to recite this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, understanding Lord's intention, Srivas Pandit at once recited verse from Srimad Bhagavatam glorifying Krishna's attractive form. बर्हापीडं नटवरवपु कर्णयोर कर्णिकारां बिभ्राद्वस कनककपिशं वैजयन्तीं च मालं रन्ध्रार्वेणुर् अदरसुदयं पूरयं गोपवृन्दे वृन्दारण्यस्वपदरमणं प्रविशत् गीतकीर्ति. Wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnikara flower on his ear, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland, Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers. Natavara. He entered the forest of Vrindavana, beautifying it with the marks of his footprint. Vandaranya Swapada means his footprint, decorating the Vrindavana with his footprint. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. Hearing this verse, Lord Nityananda fell to the ground with ecstasy. So, we have to, based on the instructions of Acharya, we should not get diverted different incarnations. That is there for the knowledge. When we read Bhagavatam, we will understand that about Gunavatara and how Brahma glorifies Lord Shiva, that Shiva is a maintainer, he is a creator, he is an annihilator. So for the knowledge, so everything comes from Supreme God. So the energies of Supreme God performs all these through the agencies. So we have to understand that ultimately everything is coming from Lord Krishna. So he is carrying all this through his energy. So when Lord Brahma glorifies here, we should not get confused. Our duty is to meditate on the supreme form of Krishna. So help of different verses of Bhagavatam or different songs of Acharyas, Narottama Das Thakur, so different Srila Bhakti Vinodacharya. So different acharyas glorified. So by reciting the songs of acharyas and by reciting the verses, it will help us to meditate form of the Supreme God. That's what I wanted to tell. Thank you very much. Please forgive me if you chose any wrong words. ग्रंथराज श्री भागवतम की जय. शीला प्रभुपाद की जय. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or confusions, you can ask.
Wonderful class,
We can
Mataji.
end if
Thank you
there
so
is no
much.
question. Thank you. Hare Krishna.